This last weekend, I drove up to Washington State SummerCon and Puyallup, and it's a Comic Con, but is there video games there? And I found a ton of video games from several vendors. I'm going to share with you what I found and some other interesting things. Everything from Atari to Xbox was at the expo, and a whole lot more. You know, these cons typically focus on Star Wars, comic books, personalities, lots of other things, but there was video games there, and I was surprised by how much I actually found. This one vendor had lots of clearance games, lots of cheap Game Boy games, Xbox, you name it. And so there was some deals to be found. The vendors were really nice too. We got there Sunday, and Sunday's kind of the quieter day to check out things, and we got there rather early, and it was nice. So it was nice to go around and check out and see the different games being offered from different vendors. And there was quite a large variety of collectibles, not just video games, but there was, Turtles, Star Wars, comic books. There were several famous people you could get their autograph, everything from William Shatner to Ray Park. But getting back to video games, I saw quite a bit, and I just wanted to share, for some people, these conventions happen once a year. So if you're into collecting multiple things, I know there's several viewers that collect just more than video games, but if you're going to this convention already, you may want to keep an eye out. Here's some old school computer games. They also had these. There was this vendor there that had these custom built USB sticks for Windows, but man, they were awesome, and $60 too. It was fairly affordable price, and very, very awesome experience there. And this was GameBound. They're a known store in the Washington area, and holy cow, just tons and tons of game. Nice to see a nice representation of Sega CD, as well as many other things, some Saturn. But if you are, going to a Comic-Con, there's going to be video games probably there as well. It's not going to be the main attraction, but it was there in abundance. It was nice to see this. I used to collect other things other than video games before video games, but video games was the thing that really kind of stuck with me. I collected cards and comics and then action figures. And then I sold off my comics, cards, and action figures one at a time, and then evolved into video game collecting. Some people don't know that about me, but yeah, I used to collect back in the day when I was a kid, baseball cards. I was really big into Star Wars collecting, but really the video games is a thing that I enjoyed because I could play with what I collected. And gosh, there's just so many great things that I saw at this convention, but GameBound was the main vendor that had video games, everything. Nice to see some Sega Genesis uncommon games here. Grindstormer, Dune. Gosh, that was nice to see that. Even seeing some Sega Master System games as well. Nice to see a Lunar, the Silver Star there for sure. But yes, whatever you were into collecting, SummerCon had a little bit of it. It was nice to see that. I know that DS collecting is on the rise, and right now is an awesome time to pick up and collect regular DS. There's so many great games at affordable prices. This is a time to jump in. Even 3DS stuff was abundant. There also was some rarities such as this. This was an Atari Jaguar console, $400, pretty high, but those consoles are getting harder to find. But the vendor was real nice. He had many other collectibles at his small booth. He even had, one of the better Jaguar games, as well as some other oddities such as Atari 5200 games, some classic NES games. Just look around and you're going to find an abundance of games. This was actually one of the first games that I found at the expo, and it was just some reissued classic handhelds. And I thought that was kind of cool, as well as Space Invaders. But yeah, lots of different things to collect. There was even some Wii U at the expo, and that was nice to see, mixed in with some other things. You know, you might collect Transformers. There was tons of Transformers, different items there, as well as many other things. You know, I was looking around, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, comic books, you name it. Anything pop culture media related was there. Some original OG Star Wars figures, and it was really awesome to see those, as you know, some of those are very expensive now. So it was cool to go back to my childhood. They even had this, I remember that, seeing that in stores back in the day. Never owned it. But yes, seeing some classic Star Wars figurines still in their package. You know, for me, you know, I ripped that sucker open and played with them back in the day like everybody else. That's why they're so collectible now, as finding them is hard. Here is a creepy clown that I had to take a video of. Holy cow, that's creepy. And it's in the video for that reason. Yeah. All right. Next up was Knight Rider. There was actual Knight Rider from the show. You know, sometimes, you know, one thing that you can almost guarantee at any convention is some form of car from either a TV hit series or maybe just a fan-made one. This one actually was from the TV show, had all the paperwork and documentation there, in nice shape too. And so I had to take a picture of that. You know, when I think of conventions, I think of Knight Rider for some reason. Almost every convention has, you know, a car or a car of some type to show off. And, you know, they had lots of Power of the Force 2 action figures and merchandise there. That was something I was heavily into in the late 90s, you know, when that second surge for Star Wars came, you know, with the trilogy re-release, the special edition. That stuff was everywhere. They had tons of pops at the convention as well. You might be into collecting that. Tons of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as the original creator was there for autographs. But wait, there's more. X-Men, Batman, comic book, action figures, wrestling, you name it. It was at this convention in abundance. It was really nice to see everything. This was cool, kind of a cool statue. Had to take a picture of that with Grogu, Baby Yoda by it. And pretty awesome. It was signed by several famous people on the backside. Thought that was awesome. Just well done. It looked like a wood carving, but yes, it was just fantastic. Just had a great time going up there. I didn't stay too long. Stayed a couple hours. If I was focused on getting autographs or other things, I definitely would have stayed longer. But I wanted to hit another place on my road trip, and that was in Chehalis at a place that time has forgotten. It's called Yardbirds, and it is a flea mart and storage area, and also has an arcade and mini golf place called, of all things, Shanks. This place does look dilapidated from the outside, but there are a couple things that you may want to check out if you're in the area. Not too many game places in Chehalis, alive and open. This is All Tech Electronics. This is the game store in Yardbirds you need to check out. It is the game guy, and he had a wide selection, everything from Atari to Xbox. Great customer service. I've been going here for several years, and so nice to see him still around. He's got a small game store. He's got lots of PlayStation. Prices were reasonable. And it was just a good selection. Original PlayStation, original Xbox, Switch, you name it. He had a little bit of everything. It was all organized by category. And, you know, I've been going to Yardbirds for a long time. It's kind of the place that time has forgotten, as I mentioned before. Lots of PS4 choices, PSP, even PlayStation 3. So, you know, if you're in the area, you may want to check them out, as I don't know of any other places in the area that are still open. He even had some strategy guides there. The most notable one was The Secret of Mana, and that was there, and that was nice to see that. Even had some classic Atari 2600 games and some uncommon ones in this box, and so that was cool to see. The other cool collectible that he had on shelves was a Vectrex. Yes, I spotted I Spy a Vectrex. All right, Shanks is a mini golf place, as mentioned before, mini 3D golf, but they did have some arcade games to just come up and play, and that was awesome. Some obscure ones as well. Never seen that pinball machine before, but yeah, seeing that Spider-Man game, I know there's some fans out there of that Sega arcade setup. Awesome. And so they had the Lost World Jurassic Park game. It was fully operational. I was just checking in there to see what was on, as well as other classic cabs you could just come up and play. I loved that they had a Popeye. I'm a huge original Popeye arcade fan. They had a Gorf. Gorf wasn't working right. It reset after you died once. I don't know what that was about, but everything else was operational. They had a 4-slot Neo Geo, and that Ms. Pac-Man had the turbo board, so it was ultra fast. That's so much fun to play Pac-Man that way. I had a great time on my trip. What did you like seeing in this video? Comment below, and if you're new to my channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.